Hello, fiber friends! Welcome to Vlogmas. I'm so excited about this year's Vlogmas. I have so many fun projects in store. They're kind of piled up over there. And I have two, that's right, two, which are over there, Advent boxes to open with you all. So I would like to just get this year started with our traditional daily Vlogmas fiber blessing. Today's fiber blessing is, may your hands find joy in every stitch. I just want this to be a very joyful Vlogmas time. My goal for this is to just create a place where you can take a little time to yourself, hang out with me and fellow fiber friends, and maybe do some crafting or not. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. But I feel like this is a time that we can find some joy with each other and together, and through the act of making stuff, you know, be really present in the moment, because making stuff takes time, and investing that time into something you make is really special. And it's really awesome when you can do that. So, welcome to Vlogmas. I feel like we're off to a good start. And I think it's time to do a little Advent unboxing. And after that, I am going to tell you about something I've been working on in my, I'm not sure if I can call it personal because I'm sharing it with you all, so it's kind of personal and public in a way. But I've been going through some things with my own crafting journey that I really want to share with all of you. So we'll get to that. But first, let's open some Advent boxes. The first Advent box that we will be opening, is from Twice Sheared Sheep. I had this box last year and it was such a blast. Dawn asked if I wanted to do it again and I said, yes, please, absolutely. So to be fully transparent about everything, both of these boxes were sent to me by the companies, and I have links for those companies in the video description if you'd like to check them out. And yeah. Let's open up our first box from Twice Sheared Sheep. I can't get through the ribbon. Oh, there we go. I got it. I didn't want to mess up my nails. Did you all see my nails? Aren't they the cutest? I have so much fun. I have so much fun. Okay, let's open this bad boy up. Wow. So this one has 25 days. That's a lot of days. And number one is pretty big. Let's get number one out of here without messing up my nails, because I just did them. They're for Vlogmas. Could you tell? All right, here's number one. Let's get that out of there. I have to say, I've done Advent boxes in the past, and to pack them in like a jigsaw puzzle like that is no easy feat. I'm just pointing out that this is like really high quality. They went through a lot of effort to make it look this beautiful. Ooh, what do we have? Oh gosh. And they're really, really cute. You know what I should have done? I needed to read the letter. I think I know where the letter is. But there's a theme for this one. Look at this project bag. Oh my gosh. This is adorable. I have to get past the plastic. Okay. This is so stinking cute. It's Little Red Riding Hood. Look at that. There's the wolf and grandma and the woodcutter. Oh my gosh. This is adorable. And we can open it up. It's lined. Lovely. And there's another pocket here on the back. So cute. So cute. Let me grab the little letter that came with the box. Hang on. I don't know where it went. I'm gonna have to look and see if I can find it on their website. because I don't have it. But I do remember that it said that there is a theme to the box that is all about stories and things relating to those stories. So part of the fun of going through and opening each one is figuring out which story it goes with. So I'm very certain we have Little Red Riding Hood there, and I guess we'll have to keep going to see what other stories there are and what maybe characters or symbols or associated items, I don't know. But that's so much fun. So, yay. And I wanted to say, if you don't have an Advent box, but you want to participate, I feel like you absolutely should participate. So if you're a spinner, go to your fiber, whatever fiber you have, and if you want to do it economically, if you go to the grocery store, you can get little lunch bags, like little paper lunch bags. They're not a couple dollars. Go to the dollar store, I bet they have them there. Go pinch 12, 24, 30, however many little fun packages you want to open for yourself, and put a pinch of fiber in each of your little packages, and then you can open them, because I promise you after a week, you're not going to remember what's in which bag. You might forget by tomorrow. But if you go and do that today, you can have your own Advent that you can open. And I know it's like a little DIY Advent box, but I promise it's just as much fun. And doing it together really does make it feel like community. So I invite you to do that along with me, and we can do a little spinning together. That sounds like a good time to me. The other Advent box I have to open is from Hedgehog Fibers, and it's called 12 Days of Spin. Now, I have worked with Hedgehog Fibers fiber before. I have a pair of socks that I made, oh boy, ages and ages ago. Might have even been 2020. It was a long time ago. And so I've worked with their yarn, and I've also recently worked with their fiber. I made, hang on, this is the hat that I made from the I-cord that I then crocheted into this hat. So this was Hedgehog Fibers, and they definitely have like a look, like from a distance I can see and I can recognize it, and I can go, oh, that's Hedgehog Fibers. So I'm really excited I didn't weave in my end. If that's dangling and you're like, why is that dangling? Because I just tuck it in and put the hat on. I didn't weave it in. And now everyone knows. I really enjoy the look of their fibers. So here's the card that they sent. It says, hi Evie, we hope you enjoy our 12 Days of Spin calendar. All luxury blends, all natural fibers, dyed the way only Hedgehog Fibers can. And then there's a little smiley face, and it says Hedgehog Team. So I'm excited to see what we have in this one. But this one is 12 days, also a beautiful box. And we're going to start with day 1 and see what's in there. See, ooh, this is pretty. Oh, and they have a little sticker with the, I almost said ingredients, but it kind of is ingredients. With the fibers, this is 75% Polworth, and then it also has camel and mulberry at 12.5% each. So yeah, that's a luxury blend. Look how pretty this is. I'm gonna open this up so we can take a good look and see how the colors progress, what it all looks like. There it is. Ooh, I like this. I'm not very coordinated with this color scheme, but I very much like this color scheme. That's pretty. I'm thinking what is gonna happen if I spin all these up is that I'm gonna end up with 12 mini skeins of hand spun yarn in different colorways. That's my guess. I'm not sure though. I'm not positive. That's the fun. That's the mystery. My brother gave me this cup, but I'm pretty sure it's hot chocolate and not poison. So I'm my own taster. Here's the conversation I would like to have starting today, I guess. I have been going through a lot of work on my fiber stash, my studio. My house isn't that big. This is actually the family room of this house, and I just, took it to be my room. It's our room now. Um, so this is actually the family room. And I have been cleaning and going through stuff. It was really interesting to me because my studio space had become an absolute disaster. I do think some of that has to do with whatever level of neurodivergence I personally have. I really get joy out of starting new projects. It's very exciting to me. But sometimes I really need to, you know, put pull on the reins and be like, whoa, let's finish what we've already started before diving into the next thing. And I feel like because I do YouTube, there has been this pressure to present new things on YouTube. Yes, I realize the irony as I'm opening Advent boxes. I do recognize that. I recognize that. But I think that I could maybe finish some things before fully moving on to the next new things. And so I've been challenging myself to do that. And I got some, plastic tote things and I got things organized. When I was looking at my studio and I was looking at the office, which is where we have, computers and do work with computers and whatever. Um, I was looking at it and it was so overwhelming and I didn't know how to get everything cleaned up. And I was like, where is the stopper? Like, if this is an overfull bathtub and I reach in and grab the plug to let it all, flow, what is the plug? What is the thing that I can start with that's going to get everything moving for me? That's going to, help me like process through it all. And I realized it was my books. I thought, if I can get through my books, there's something about organizing books that is so satisfying and motivating. And I decided to start with the books, and that led one thing after another. The office was all cleaned up and organized and sorted through and decluttered. And then I came to my studio space and I was like, wow, it feels so good in there. I want to feel that in here too. And I started cleaning up and going through things. I did go through my fiber was it January? I think it was January. I did go through all my fiber, but that was the bins that are most easy to access. It was the whole like stash of fiber, but I had other things that had just various stuff tucked away in these other like little cubbies and baskets and other like sort of deep storage stuff. I went through all of that and I found every single unfinished project. And by unfinished project, I mean stuff that I didn't finish knitting, stuff that just needs a little finishing to complete, stuff that is, one bobbin done and I need to spin the other bobbin, all kinds of things. And so I have a Patreon and I put a bonus video each month on Patreon. The bonus video for November was about me finishing up as much stuff as I could during November. I didn't get through everything I wanted to get through, but it did feel really good to get through a bunch of it. And I thought, you know what? This Vlogmas, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going and getting things done and working through stuff. And maybe I'll get one thing finished, but work on it a little each day, and by the end of the month, I'll have a finished thing. And that feels really good. So I invite you to pull out if you have any unfinished spinning projects or sewing or knitting or crochet or weaving, whatever you're up to. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe you do stamps and you have some stamping projects or diamond art or whatever, maybe a canning project. I don't know. I guess probably this stuff for canning goes bad if you don't do it right away. But whatever projects, whatever things you're up to, I know that this is a month that always feels so busy and chaotic. And for me, I feel like it's busy and chaotic in a way that tends to be for other people. And I feel like taking some time to finish something that's for me, for myself, it's really grounding and it's really, I think it's a good thing. So I invite you to join me with that. And I'd love to know, question of the day, comment of the day. Tell me, do you have any like seriously outstanding unfinished projects that you would love to just get done? Let's support each other. Let's encourage each other. So tomorrow I'll show you the first one, but I feel like I've been talking a whole lot today. Let's get something on the spinning wheel. I don't think I'm going to get all of these completely spun. Um, this is a lot of fiber, and I feel like I want to spin this kind of fine. So we'll keep opening and I'll keep spinning, but what I'd like to do is just give you a little quiet, pleasant, holiday festive type music while I do a little spinning, and it'll just be like a little quiet, sort of reflective time. If you enjoy that, I hope you do. I do. Yeah, and so I'm just gonna start spinning and we'll see how far we get. So let's get spinning. Fiber friends, it was so much fun hanging out with you today. I hope that you find joy in every stitch And I look forward to hearing about your unfinished projects. And I can tell you that we're also going to get into a little holiday homemade gift making as well. So if you don't have any unfinished projects, if every one of your projects is finished, but you're doing some holiday crafting, we're gonna get around to that as well. So you'll have to stay tuned, and I will see you tomorrow. Happy spinning and happy Vlogmas!